The 10 worst Hallmark movies of the decade, according to Rotten Tomatoes, the Hallmark channel. There's one thing that no one can disagree with. They make a lot of movies. That's not quality movies, not critically acclaimed movies, not even heavily watched movies. Just movies. They make a lot of movies. Tons of the Hallmark movies that have been made recently, over the past 10 years, aren't even rated on Rotten Tomatoes. So for those of you who can't stand good movies and want to see the absolute worst that a channel specializing in made-for-TV films has to offer, this has been a labor of love. Return to Nim's Island. 43% the best film on our list. Return to Nim's Island has a 5/10 on IMDb and 86% on Google. Yet again, these metrics make absolutely no sense. For whatever reason, two children are doing their best to keep people from starting construction on the remote island they live on. It again makes absolutely no sense, so it's no wonder it isn't that well received. A Very Merry Mix-Up. 42%. A Very Merry Mix-Up came out in 2013. It has a 9th June 2010 on IMDb, and 92% of viewers liked it according to Google. Let it be said that this film doesn't seem like a very merry mix-up at all. It sounds like it's very nearly adultery. When a woman goes to visit her fiancé, she ends up going to the wrong houses with an entirely different family and becomes attracted to their son. For some reason, it takes a while before she figures out something's wrong. The Christmas Note is actually based on a novel, so it makes one wonder how faithful the film is to the source material. For the sake of the book based on the score, hopefully not very faithful at all. It has a 7th June 2010 on IMDb and 87% on Google. A woman moves back to her hometown with her son, who wants his dad back from the military for Christmas. Surprise, he gets his wish. Midnight Masquerade. 38%. Midnight Masquerade has a 6.1 on IMDb and 88% on Google. At this point, the metrics really make absolutely no sense. This movie makes the assumption that the only way a rich heiress to a large fortune would fall in love with this lowly lawyer who spent his whole life being bullied is if they're both wearing masks when they meet. The two of them meet each other at a masquerade ball, and it's not as if the lawyer is intended to be unattractive or anything, so there's really no reason for the masks to make a difference. Stop the Wedding. 35%. If there's one thing that can be said for Stop the Wedding, it's that it does seem to break the mold of your traditional cookie-cutter Hallmark film. Aside from that, it's got a 6.4 on IMDb and 92% thanks to Google. This seems very much like we're making some headway on being terrible. This one's about a woman's niece who discovers that her aunt is getting married to an actor who's notorious for getting married to woman after woman, only to have the marriage ended in divorce.